Welcome to week 3 of our 10-part mini-series of frequently asked questions. So, like I said, week 3, let's have a little look at what we've got today.
Indeed.
Right. Okay, so what happens on moving day? Another really common one, as all of these frequently asked questions are.
This is really common though.
I
would imagine there probably is a book saying moving for dummies or something like that.
Yeah.
But this will certainly be in there. So completion is a term that is a bit of terminology and jargon used by ourselves and solicitors. Essentially is moving day. It is the day that the money is transferred, the keys are handed over, and only happens after the exchange of contracts. This can happen sometimes simultaneously, but more often than not, the exchange comes first and then completion about a week or so afterwards we tend to see.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can kind of offer any advice on the day of completion, especially for people who are selling their property and moving into the next one, it's one of those things with completion. It can happen kind of first thing in the morning, lunchtime, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Ideally it would be a bit before that.
Yeah,
but
more often it is early afternoon, lunchtime, isn't it?
I was going to say, we normally anticipate it, and we advise all of our clients to aim for anything between 1 and 2 o'clock, and we kind of class that as a reasonable. But what I would say is, like I said, especially for you sellers, is just make sure you're organised and start packing as soon as you've exchanged contracts. Now ideally that would be a 5-day gap between the exchange and completion, but if your agents are telling you you are going to be exchanging and completing very close together, just start having everything packed together. That way on the completion day itself, everything is packed. All you've got to do is load the trucks, the vans. As soon as they're loaded, then just have a little clean up in the house, make any notes that you need to make for your buyer or the new homeowner. Homeowner, and that will make the day a lot less stressful. There's nothing worse than when you're still running around at 2:30 in the afternoon, frantically still trying to put spoons away in boxes and bits and bobs like that. So just do have a slow build up to it. Get it all nice and organised where you're going to put it in your new house, label the boxes, and it makes it easier on the other side as well.
Definitely. We can try and bide you as much time as possible. We do not ourselves hand out the keys until we get the call from the solicitor saying it has completed, the money has gone over, and we can then release the keys. This is, of course, if you're selling a property. If you're just buying a property and not selling, you can just be sitting there twiddling your thumbs waiting for yourself to kickstart that chain of events. But yeah, if we do get the call early on in the morning, chances are, like I said, if your buyer is selling a property, they're still going to have to move the majority of the stuff out of their house. The bigger bits, sofas, beds, desks, anything that is heavy. So it should buy you some time. But that kind of what happens from our point of view. We'll have the keys ready until we're told that we can let them go.
Absolutely. And I think it's like we touched on. I would just always say, if you plan yourselves, whether you're first time buyers or coming from rented into the new house, if you plan to have your keys, like I said, around that 1-2 o'clock mark, that tends to be the average. Any later, you've probably been a little bit unlucky. Any earlier, you've probably been quite lucky. But like I said, the majority of owners, they want to give it a tidy up, a bit of bobs, have it nice and presentable for you.
Exactly.
Any other points you can kind of think of to go along with that? Or?
I don't think so. It is quite straightforward. It comes to the end of a journey that's probably gone on for a few months. It is the most exciting day when you get those keys and that house is then yours. But like I said, just echoing kind of what David said and what I've said about waiting, it is a bit of patience. It could get until 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the day and you think, oh God, what's actually happening? And sometimes it just takes a bit of a while for the money to come up the chain or transferred over between. But rest assured, once that exchange of contracts is done, it is legally binding and you'll be well on the way to moving in.
Sweet. So week 4 next week. Obviously we'll see what we've got then. But thanks so much for your time today watching. Any questions for us, pop in the comments, give us a quick phone call, email, whatever's easiest way for you to get in touch, and more than happy to help.
Definitely. Thanks guys. Speak to you soon.